Today's video is brought to you by SquareSpace, the all-in-one web platform that makes it easy to create your own outstanding website for your business or personal needs. But more on that later. This week, we reached 11,000 playable and verified titles for Steam Deck. We'll talk about it. Plus, new software updates for Steam Deck and community-made apps add new features. All this and more today. That's right, it's Steam Deck news time. Okay, first up, this week, the Steam Deck Verified program hits a new milestone. 11,000 titles. This milestone is yet another big round number for us to appreciate. But the reason that I'm excited about it is because many of the games here have been released within the past month. Baldur's Gate 3 and Darkest Dungeon 2 to name a few. Now, according to SteamDB, there are now 11,009 titles rated verified or playable, with 7,255 having the latter playable rank and 3,754 taking the coveted verified title. Within the next few months, the number of playable titles should exceed 10,000, and with some 68,000 games in total on Steam, that's going to be a huge milestone. I look forward to hitting that number with you guys. Make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss it. Now, before we move on, I want to say thank you to this video sponsor, SquareSpace. SquareSpace makes creating a beautiful, fresh, and modern website easy with Fluid Engine, a next-generation web design system that makes unleashing your creativity easy. You can customize templates to your liking with their reimagined drag-and-drop technology on your desktop or even mobile device. You can also use Squarespace to sell your custom merch. It's a great way to engage with your audience, scale your brand, and create a passive income stream. All you need to do is design your products, and then Squarespace can handle the production, inventory, and shipping for you. My other favorite thing about Squarespace is that with Squarespace extensions, you can connect your store to vetted third-party tools, which will extend the functionality of your website. The sky's the limit here, honestly. As a designer by trade, I needed a simple way to present my custom designs that reflected my brand. Using Squarespace's tools, I was able to get my new merch store up and running with just a few hours worth of work. It was so easy to use Squarespace, and I'm glad that I did. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Right now, Squarespace is offering a free 14-day trial plus 10% off your first purchase. Head over to squarespace.com/GardnerBryant and make sure you use the offer code GardnerBryant to let them know I sent you and take advantage of this deal. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and now back to it. Okay, so there's a new plugin for Decky Loader, and it's a good one. It's called PlayTime, and it will track your play habits for you. It provides weekly and monthly reports as well as an overall summary of your gaming. You can also migrate your data between the Steam Less Times and MetaDeck plugins. PlayTime will also allow you to manually adjust your playtime through its settings. Now you can download the plugin through the Decky Loader plugin store at plugins.deckbrew.xyz. Okay, next up, let's talk about RetroDECK. Now, they have a new beta, version 0.7.1b, and it includes some interesting features that we need to talk about. First, if you're not sure what Decky Loader is though, it's a fully customized, community-maintained application suite for the Steam Deck powered by emulationstation-de. According to their website, RetroDECK is a polished and beginner-friendly environment for playing your retro games on Steam Deck, available with just one click from the Discover App Store. This latest beta build updates every emulator as well as Emulation Station. Additionally, the Steam Deck's controller layout has been updated based on community feedback, and there are also numerous bug fixes, including a fix for an issue that I have had where PPSSPP shoulder buttons were mapped incorrectly. All of this is to say you can install RetroDECK from the Discover App Store and have a blast with your retro collection. But what do you think? Have you used RetroDECK before? Leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you. Sound off in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It's the best way to tell YouTube that you want to see more videos just like this one. You can also subscribe if that's more your speed. Now, I want to thank Systrom for his continued support of the show. It's because of Systrom and the 78 other folks that support the show that I'm able to keep these lights on here. So thank you. If you want to help support this show, you can use the links below to Patreon to pledge your support. And thanks. It's all greatly appreciated. Next up, Liam from Gaming on Linux pointed out that this week was the anniversary of Valve's Proton. They announced it 5 years ago. 5 years ago. That's wild to think. I mean, I've been doing this channel for so long that I was covering Linux gaming news back then. I went and watched the video where I talked about the Proton announcement and you could tell that I was excited about the idea, and I knew that it was going to be a game changer back then. And aside from the lack of a haircut, I stand by everything else in that video. In the 5 years since Proton's unveiling, the technology has been a point of pride for the open source world. Proton has not only been incorporated into Steam, but also multiple community-made launchers including Lutris and Heroic, and we've also seen many open source spins from the likes of Glorious Eggroll and others. And let's not forget the door that Proton has left open for other compatibility tools like Lux Perpeta, for example. Valve has been funding the development of Proton this entire time, but also many of the projects that surround it, including DXVK, VKD3D, and so many more. Proton is a massive boon for the free software world and for Linux and Steam Deck gamers. Without it, the Steam Deck wouldn't be possible. So thank you, Valve, for your commitment to kicking ass. Here's to another 5 years. All right, next up, typically when I see yet another Windows-based handheld PC, it invokes the strongest yawn possible. Essentially, if a handheld is running Windows, it's effectively manufactured e-waste, at least to me. So imagine my surprise when I saw Lenovo's Legion Go and I didn't immediately and completely write it off. Why not? Well, it's because it has a real trackpad, of course. Now, if you're going to use Windows on a handheld, a trackpad is non-negotiable. And sadly, the Legion only has one trackpad rather than the two like the Steam Deck has. Having two is critical for efficient typing after all, but even having one is better than none. Now, I didn't go into a full deep dive on the Legion Go, but lots of people have been favorably comparing it to the Nintendo Switch, which I don't quite understand why that would be a favorable comparison for a PC. But I mean, more competition is good, right? Competition. Now, as we like to do, let's talk about some updates that happened with the Steam Deck. Over the last week or so, they've released 3 small beta updates. Friday of last week, Valve released a very small beta client update with a few changes. Relevant to the Steam Deck, Steam Input has reduced lag when switching between pages in the edit layout configs for configurations with a large number of action sets, layers, or mode shifts. Then on Wednesday, they fixed several issues with the Steam URI protocol handler, which could indicate some new use cases coming for it soon, as well as fixes for Steam Cloud and some desktop updates. And finally, this last Friday, Valve added some fixes for remote play streaming, including an occasional crash when launching a game from the Steam Link UI. All in all, a small week of updates. I'd love to see more frequent updates for especially the Steam Deck, obviously. So Valve, get on that. But I think that's going to be all the Steam Deck and Linux news that I could find this week. Let me know what you think of any of the stories we covered, or did I miss a story in this video? Leave me a comment and let me know. I would love to hear from you. Now, I want to shout out my friends on Patreon, my YouTube members, and our ViewSync Premium members who make what we do here a reality. If you believe in the work that I'm doing, you can use the links below to support the show. It's all greatly appreciated. That's going to do it for now, though. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today, and I'll see you in the next one.